Hey there, welcome back to this Intro to Seaborn series. My name's Kimberly Fessel, and today we're going to be talking about Seaborn's distplot. So if you haven't heard about it before, the dist stands for distribution. Let's see how it works. There are many different ways to visualize the distribution of your data. For example, a histogram, a KDE plot, or a rug plot. Seaborn's distplot combines the functionality of all three in a simple, unified manner. So the distplot is basically one distribution plot to rule them all. So you're probably familiar with the histogram. If you haven't heard about KDE plots before, go ahead and check out my past video on KDE plots, specifically in Seaborn. And the rug plot is named because it kind of looks like the fringe along a rug. You can basically think about that. It's just a 1D representation of your data. You could think about it like a 1D scatter plot or like a histogram with a zero width bar. Now that we know the basics about that dist plot, let's go ahead and dive into the Seaborn code. So first off, I'm going to import the pyplot and Seaborn libraries as well as alias both of those. I'm loading in some data from the Seaborn library. This data has to do with cars, so we have each row contains information about one particular car. And I'm also going to be setting my Seaborn styling to white. Now, in order to build a Seaborn distplot, the first thing I do is just reference the Seaborn library and then call up the distplot. And now it's really as simple as passing whatever information you would like to learn more about the distribution. So I'm going to look at the pandas series, cars.weight. So this information comes from my data frame, but you could have passed a list or a NumPy array. All right. So you'll see the default here is to include a histogram as well as that KDE plot. The rug plot by default is turned off. But you can control any of these options if you'd like. So first off, let's actually turn off that KDE plot. If you'd like to do that, if you'd like to remove that line, you just say KDE equals false. Now we're left with just the histogram, so this could be useful if you are trying to build a histogram with Seaborn. Surprisingly, this is the way you do it. Seaborn doesn't have a separate histogram function. You have to reference the distplot library. Of course, you can also turn off the histogram if you'd prefer that. And now we're right back to Seaborn's KDE plot, but you can also, if you'd like to turn on the rug plot, you can continue by just saying rug equals true. And you'll notice that both of these, the rug plot and the KDE plot, are now overlaid on top of each other, and that's all just with one line of code. Like with most Seaborn plots, you do have a couple of different options if you'd like to control various aspects of the graph. So the first thing I'll do is demonstrate that you can change the number of bins in your histogram. So the default is going to be 10 different bins, but you can increase that to, let's say, 20 if you'd prefer narrower bins for your histogram. You'll see that my bars have just gotten a lot smaller, and those 20 different bins are equally spaced from the minimum to the maximum of my data. And of course, I can decrease this value if I'd like as well. So if you're passing an integer into this argument bins, you are going to get equally spaced bins, but there's nothing preventing you from passing your own list of where you would like your bins to be. So if you are passing in now a list of values, Seaborn is going to interpret that as the start and the stop of each of the bins, so you will be able to create unequally spaced bins if you'd prefer. Another option that you might want to take advantage of is called fit. So what this will do is actually fit a distribution to your data, and that distribution is going to come from the SciPy library. So you'd start off by importing, let's say, the normal distribution, and then we'll just pass fit equals norm. So notice that this norm that I have referenced here actually just matches up with what I've imported from SciPy. Now, one thing you might not like about this graph that I don't particularly like is that we have the normalized distribution, but we also still have that KDE plot hanging on. So of course you could turn that KDE plot off if you'd prefer. The other thing I'm not super thrilled with in this graph is that clearly our data are not normal. So those car weights certainly have a bit of a right skew there. So you can actually choose whatever distribution you would like here. Let's try a skew normal instead of just the typical normal. All right, cool. So you can pass in whatever distribution you'd like. You're just calling that from SciPy and then passing it through the fit argument. So those are the basics you need to know about building a Seaborn distplot. What about some more advanced styling options? So as I mentioned earlier on, Seaborn doesn't actually have a histogram plot. The way that you create histograms within Seaborn is by referencing this distplot library and turning off the kernel density estimation plot. So what you might see in this, you might notice that the bars here are a little light in color, and really that's coming from the fact that the distplot is trying to apply a bit of a transparency to the histogram and then overlay the KDE on top of it. But if you're just trying to build a histogram, you'll probably want to adjust this transparency. So anytime you want to actually adjust something about one specific component of the distplot, either the histogram, the KDE, or the rugplot, you can reference parameters here that specifically refer to that particular part of the plot. So here we're going to adjust the histogram keywords, and I'm going to change the alpha or transparency parameter up to 1. Now I no longer have that transparent effect, and I'm seeing whatever nice bright color I have assigned to this plot. There are other options for the histogram, so I'll just demo one more of those. One other thing you can do, there's actually multiple different histogram types that you can select from. So I'll just show you kind of one other type called a step. So now, instead of actually seeing the full bars, we see a line that is tracing the outline of the histogram. And one more sort of different type that you can draw here is filled. And so this step filled is kind of getting us back to the original matplotlib histogram style. But do you really want to go back to that matplotlib styling? Of course, you can also reference the KDE keywords as well. First off, let me just show you again, this is the default sort of plot that Seaborn will make. If we want to make that KDE line darker, this is something I do pretty frequently, you can reference the KDE keywords. And now here what we're trying to do is actually just increase the line width. So this is LW for line width, and I'll just increase that to 5. Now you'll see you have a nice dark thick line for the KDE plot. And one thing I just want to point out with all of these keyword arguments, you'll notice that in my dictionary, the keys are all string values. So in this KDE keyword arguments, LW should be a string. If you were to go take a look at the Seaborn KDE plot, the way that you change the line width there is just by referencing LW equals 5. So keep this in mind that any of these keyword arguments are on the table. They are things that you can play around with in the distplot. You will just need to make the argument name a string in order to pass it into this dictionary. One other thing that you might remember if you watched my KDE plot video is that the bandwidth can make a really big difference on your KDE plot. So let's try to play with that parameter. And that was just BW for bandwidth. If I start decreasing that bandwidth, you will see that I get much more jagged lines for the KDE plot, much rougher line there. But if I start increasing that value too much, I will eventually end up with losing out on the different modes of my data, and I'll just be smoothing that out way too much. When you are adjusting the rug keywords, the first thing you'll have to do is actually turn the rug plot on. Remember, it's not included by default, so first we're turning that rug plot on, and then I'm going to be referencing some keywords that have to go along with that rug plot. So first thing you might want to do is actually change the height of that rug plot. I'm going to increase the height to 0.15. So you see those little bars at the bottom that represent each data point in the rug have actually gotten quite a bit taller. So that's something that you might want to make those taller or shorter depending on your particular use case. Another thing you might want to do is change the color of your plot. So I haven't mentioned it yet, but if you want to change the color of the entire plot, that's actually a parameter that would go outside of these keyword dictionaries. So let's switch everything to red, and you'll see that this, because it is outside of the specific keyword dictionaries, that refers to the entire graph, so all 3 different plots have now been converted to red. But if you want to change the color of a specific portion of the plot, you will actually reference that within these keyword dictionaries. Okay, and so by putting the color inside the dictionary, now I'm only referring to the rug portion, and I can change that color to be whatever I'd like. And you can mix and match those keywords to suit the analysis and aesthetics of your specific problem. Here are a few more examples for a bit of inspiration. So like always, if you're interested in seeing the code that powers each of those figures, you can check out my GitHub page, and I'll put a link to that in the notes below. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about that Seaborn distplot. With it, you get the functionality of a histogram, a KDE, and a rugplot all in one function. If you want to learn more about other types of plots in Seaborn, just stay tuned.